a guy without a clue who doesn't know what to do. Republican or Democrat, he's not sure where he's at. It's not so much fun knowing how the country's run. Liberals, conservatives, House of Representatives. Are you right? Are you left? Which way do you lean? Who knows what the hell does that even mean?
Welcome to POV America with your host, Brian.
Okay, hopefully, whoa, a little bit of an echo to this. Hold on one second. Trying to get everything going. Okay. All right. Hold on. Why is it echoing? Hello, testing 1 2. I'm not sure, but hopefully you can hear this. Making sure my stuff isn't echoing, but doesn't seem to be now. Excuse me. I'm not sure if this is hold on one sec. All right, well, this is definitely having a kind of a weird take on everything. So hold on, guys. I apologize. I have no idea what that is. Did I just get bits? What is all this thing? I have no idea what's going on with this thing right now. This is way whacked. No idea how this is working here. I had everything all nice and tweaked earlier, so I'm kind of surprised that this is giving me a hard time right now. Hang on one moment. Yeah, see, this shows it actually shows, I'm not sure if you can hear me. I see the levels, but it shows me that the mic is muted. So hold on, guys. If it is muted, I apologize. If it's not, I do have to get this so it's reflecting the right way here. So bear with me, technical difficulties. Sorry I'm a little late. A lot of you know that I had class, so that took some of the time here. So retrieving source. I'm going to go ahead and just exit my Stream Deck altogether. Let's see what it comes up with. Let's try it again. All right, be patient. This is, I have no friggin' idea why this is going this way. When I hit the mic muted, it should unmute this back. All right, hold on. Houston, we have liftoff. Okay, here we go. Sorry, folks. Trying to make sure all my stuff works here, and for some reason, it doesn't matter where I leave it. The very next time I use it, it's like I have to redo everything. So that could just be the wonderful world of my technology that I'm using, but I'm hoping it's a little bit easier each time I get ready to do this show. So sorry about that. Okay, well, hey, for those of you that weren't with me on the morning drive or the afternoon drive, I have to apologize that I wanted to apologize ahead of time because, truth be told, I had class this evening, and my class went a lot longer than I thought. I figured I'd be done by 7, at the most 7:30, but she did say, "Oh, we'll be done by 7," but it kind of ran over, so I apologize for that, and we'll go ahead and kick around for an hour or so here, and if you guys are out there and you want to chat, we're here. I will try my damnedest to be here. So the way they've done these classes for us, for those of you that don't know, I'm an instructor in a prison of all places. So I teach inmates, and one of the things we have to take are these 5 classes for continuing ed and everything, but they've combined them all so close together. We have a class on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, 2 on Thursday, and they're all right around the same time, back to back to back. And sometimes you'll have to have, now because they're all online, we can do them virtually, but you have to have like dual windows up and participate in both classes. It is a nightmare, but it is what it is. So hold on one second, guys. Some nectar of the gods here. Need a little Mountain Dew. Oh, I needed that. So anyway, how's your day? Hopefully everybody had a great weekend, and hopefully this week started out good for you. This was our official first day back of class with inmates actually in the facility. So it was a very interesting day, and I will say it all went quick. I mean, my day it started and finished really quick. So, I'm glad kind of got it behind me and got some of the stuff done that we needed to get done. But it is definitely going to be a challenge these upcoming weeks to get everything going in this class, because even with everything that we've done so far, a lot of us still have classes that are just not where they need to be yet, through the, damaged equipment, missing equipment from the hurricane, all that stuff. So let me go ahead and pop over here real quick. So I didn't get a chance, usually during lunch. The Epic South. Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks for dropping in. I'm sorry I'm late. I don't know if you were earlier, but I apologize for being a little late. I'm trying to stay consistent with 7 o'clock on the nose. I'm trying to be there because everybody tells me that's important. Want to be there on time so people get accustomed to you. So, but I did have class this evening, so I'm kind of got pushed a little bit. Sorry about that, and it's kind of balls to the wall for these next couple months. Yeah, checking after a long day. Long for you too? Today went quick, but I'll tell you, we got a ton of stuff done. So was it a good day or a bad day? I mean, that's what usually makes it long if it's a bad day. So nightmare install today. Oh, man. That is not fun on any stretch. We used to have nightmare installs when we used to do networking, and it would take a day that would normally be, come in at noon and be done by 3. You'd come in at noon and be done by 3 a.m. in the morning. It would be like forever. So I can definitely relate to that. Anybody who's in the tech field knows what it's like to go to those quick calls that you think are only going to be, oh, it's just a quick install, it's just a quick service call, and then they just spiral downhill into like hell. It's like the 7th circle of hell. So yeah, I can relate to that. One wire it took 4 hours. One wire took 4 hours. It ended up changes to wireless setup. One wire took 4 hours. Why? I'm curious. Why 4 hours? What happened with that? I mean, is it just was this going to be a hardwired system originally and it went to wireless? Is that kind of what happened? I mean, because that's what it sounds like. I mean, The wall had... Jesus. Yeah, that would... I guess that might pose a little problem. Ended up changes to where... So they had to go away from the hardwired to wireless? Is that pretty much what ended up happening? Now my guess is if that's what happened, it probably went pretty quick after that. If they had to go to wireless, it probably went really quick after the end, I would imagine. The building was built in 93, 93. Yeah. Lucky you weren't crawling through asbestos, and just at least you weren't getting all that over you. Or you were, you probably didn't know it. That was one of the things that the building that just got demolished in this hurricane was built 20, 30 years ago. You got new parts coming in the mail. Well, that's cool. Hey, one problem solved then. But the building we just left that kind of got demolished had a lot of asbestos in it. So we were all enjoying breathing that in while we worked. That was always the highlight of our days. The ceiling was redone a few years ago. Oh, that's good. That's good. At least they had... When it's a prison like where I work, there's just... I know you might find it hard to believe, but there's just not a priority, in redoing anything ever until it dies or breaks or collapses. There's really not a proactive, maintenance schedule for anything. So it's clean. That's cool. Well... Hopefully tomorrow's a new day. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better for you because that's what I keep saying to myself. Tomorrow I'll get the things done that I want to get done. I know better. I know it's not going to happen, but up here I just keep telling myself I'll get everything done. Everything will be out of the way. It's not going to happen, but at least it'll keep me getting up in the morning and going back. So put a new sound system in a funeral. I put a new sound system in a funeral home. You put a new sound system in a funeral home, right? Not in a funeral. The casket going down in the hearse, boombox. Not that. We're talking in a funeral home. The background ambient music, I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. Hey, because this is 2018. I can almost see, the hearse going down with the big boom, 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 I can almost see that. That's, I can see it though. That's the sad part about where we've come in society. I can picture them, pimping down. They got the low riding hearse or whatever, just come bopping down the road. And I know, stranger things, man. But I didn't want to put words in your mouth if it was the funeral itself, But yeah, funeral home. So now, are more people... I would think that more people would be going to the wireless systems than the hardwired anyway. Is there a reason that they're not? Is there a reason they're still doing the wired systems? Because I would imagine those might be more costly than a wireless system. And wireless systems, I would think, would be easier to put in. That's kind of how I would assume, though. I don't know, because it might just be cheaper to do. But the labor, it would be labor intensive. Just the video part is wireless. Oh, okay. So when they're doing the video, they still stream in 30 frames a second or whatever? Wirelessly? If you've got the bandwidth, I definitely can see where wireless video would be a plus for the DVD player. Okay. That's kind of what everything is now. Just talking right now and doing this stream, this is all wireless. So, it's HDMI over Cat5. All right. Yeah. I've actually adjusted the stream. I guess most of the gamers or the guys that are playing games, they're doing 60 frames. I'm doing 30. Apparently the graphics and everything that are so intensive in the gaming side of things, they can do the 60 frames. I don't really think I need it. Hopefully this is smooth enough. I still have a lag. I don't know why I have a lag. For example, if I'm watching Twitch, so if I go like this and wave my hand over here, I don't see it until right about now. So I have a huge lag between what I see. I like on my screen, it looks like I'm doing it live, real time. But then when I watch over and I see Twitch, there's about a 5 to 7 second lag between, so it's kind of funny. Yeah, about a 5-second delay. So the cable was an issue, so we decided to go wireless, yeah. It is weird. I mean, now, when you're watching this, does my voice actually sync with, the actions? Or do I look like a bad, martial arts movie? Oh, okay. I was worried that I looked like one of those bad martial arts movies where they say, "So, what are you doing?" "I don't know why." "Why are you angry at me?" I don't want to be that. Your frames are good. Cool. But yeah, definitely FPS per second. Very good. Yeah, every now and then I like to keep people on their toes when I'm doing it. I'll sit there and I'll say, see, I actually said nothing, but it's still watching people go, "Hey man, hey, I can't hear you. Can't hear what you say." So, no, I'm just playing. No, it took a while to try and tweak all this because, I mean, it's everything I got. I thought I could just do this whole setup on my laptop because I've seen people doing it on their phones. And that's how I do the morning stream and the afternoon stream. I do it on my phone. So I kind of think everything I ended up with, I kind of think that everything I ended up with is kind of overkill for what I'm doing. But I do have a really cool green screen that lets me have a cityscape behind me or whatever else I put behind me. I think it's way overkill for what I'm doing. But being new to this, I didn't want to have I didn't want to not have what I needed. So, hopefully on the phone, the voice has a slight delay. On the phone, well, see, now that's the same, though, even on a lot of the cellular phones that you're using, you've got a delay. Oh, okay? So you caught it on. See, depending on my signal we have from here to the prison where I go, man, the signal drops in and drops out, so it'll say like poor connection, and I'll watch my frames just go down before they come up. So what I try to do anytime I see a say poor connection, I'll kind of just pause and I'll just wait until the connection comes back so I can pick up where I'm thinking, what I'm. Yeah, I forget. I actually do that, the morning drive and the afternoon drive. I do that up here thinking nobody's watching because I'm getting out of bed. It's so damn early in the morning. It's 0600 or whatever. I'm thinking nobody's up. Nobody's watching these streams. It's just me kind of kicked back. And, yeah, I have that issue, so I deleted my vids. Yeah, see? And I just kind of leave them. If they're, if they work, they work. If they don't, and they're choppy, there's nothing I can really do about it. We were very lucky to even have one cellular provider, AT&T of all companies. After this Cat 5 hit here in the Panhandle, they were the only ones that still had signal. Verizon was gone, and everybody else. So nothing going on. Yeah, I have another person that watches. The original Jin? She's in Australia, so my 6 a.m. is in the afternoon there, and she was saying the other day that there's that the time difference allows her to watch, and so now I have to. Oh yeah, Verizon was totally out. Yeah, Verizon was, and it was because most of the prisons and most of the people down here had Verizon, They were dead to the world for weeks and weeks after the hurricane, and AT&T made a killing. They were giving away free phones. You'd go to any AT&T place, free phone, free phone. They were giving out free phones, and the funny part was I was one of the ones, I had Verizon, and when they went down, somebody says, oh yeah, you can go get a free phone. AT&T's giving free phones away. So I go running down to the AT&T store. I get this phone. All it was, I mean, it was a nice little phone, but it was nothing more than an advertising and marketing tool. I got so much spam, so many it was such a joke. I couldn't wait for the other people to come back, the Verizon to come back, and I paid for it for 1 month until the other services finally got back. And then I took the phone outside, and with everything I had, I smashed that thing into a million pieces. It was the biggest joke. They gave this stuff to me and said, here, this is to help you. And it was nothing but advertising and marketing. And yeah, bloatware. I was all it was on it. And you couldn't get rid of it. It was a nightmare. And I said, you know what? I would have rather just had no phone. I could get on. And the funny, our internet came back like, where I actually live on the water, and we had water, we had electricity, and we had our internet within a matter of weeks. We had days for the electricity. A couple days we were down. What else? Electricity went on within a couple days. Water went on within a few days, but you couldn't drink it until they actually fixed whatever. And then after a week or so, the water became drinkable and everything. So you had to boil it. And then, of course, internet came back like the week after that. So everything, all the other services where I live were back up. Not Verizon. Verizon was totally dead to the world. And then I'm stuck with this AT&T phone. So, but you know what? It was free. So you get what you paid for. So it was a free phone, and it did at least. You lost power for 4 days. Where are you? You're up north, right? Are you Georgia or top tip of Florida? I didn't know anybody lost power up there. I mean, here we lost it for 3 days, 2 days, 3 days, but it gave me a great excuse. Georgia, okay. See, I had a great excuse to go buy a generator. I've been wanting one for like ever. And when we were out, honey, I gotta go get a generator. I had to go all the way to Pensacola, but I got a generator, a big 800 kilowatt or 8,000 kilowatt generator. Used it for 3 days, and it's covered outside now, put away in storage. But at least I got one. I always wanted one. I was like, oh, we need one. We need a generator. We can't not have electricity, So I got it, ran it for a couple days, and electric came on. I went, well, at least we got it if we ever need it again. So that was pretty funny. I invested in a generator and a huge. When I was up at I went to Lowe's in Pensacola and got a huge stainless steel barbecue because I figured, we might be out, the oven might not work and anything. So, I kind of had an excuse to go shopping, and those are the places my wife keeps me away from. We have this pact together. She can't do certain things, and I'm not allowed to go in like Cabela's or, I can go in no Sam's Clubs, no Costco's, no Lowe's, no Home Depot. I'm not allowed to go in those places without her. She's not allowed to go into any Avon or these makeup, Ulta makeup places. She can't go in those. And I'm banned from Amazon for the most part, but I'm not allowed to be on Amazon ever since the incident. But it was something I will never want to go through again. I don't care, I'm originally from Michigan, so yeah. See, the grill saved you, and that's why I said you have to have excuses sometime to buy this stuff. But it was something I don't want to go through again. Being in Michigan, I've been through tornadoes. We have tornadoes, but what I didn't know, which you learn something new, hurricanes spawn tornadoes. So like the prison where I work, it got hit with 5 tornadoes, tore through the place and just demolished it all. I didn't know that, to me, a hurricane was just wind and rain. That's what I thought it was. And so when it was a Cat 2, I was going to ride it out. I was going to just sit on there, no problem. I'll sit on the beach and ride it out. Cat 3, yeah, you know what? Be a little bit more wind, a little bit more rain. Cat 4, now I'm having serious doubts because everybody's freaking out, telling me to get out. So, you still think you're going to ride it out until the roof of your neighbor's house, oh yeah, they were all the inmates, 1,000 inmates, still in the prison. All the fencing around the inmate, all the fence around the prison ripped off, gone. All the security fencing gone, electric fencing gone. All of what do they call the skylights that are in there? They have these big open dorms. They blew out, and the air conditioners ripped off the roof, and leaks. Everything's leaking like a sieve. They're all locked in their cells. The ones that we have. And through everything that happened, now there was my son was actually one of the officers that was working that night. Through everything that happened, every single 1,000, like 986, whatever the number, the count is for the inmates, not one person was injured. And they safely evacuated every single inmate shortly after the storm was over into other facilities. Not one incident. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And trust me, you'd think that these inmates, my brother says, did anybody try to escape? I was like, hell no, they were trying to hold on and just be in the moment and say, look, they wanted safety more than they wanted to escape. And, but yeah, when everything was over, the officers got them all together and boom, got them all transferred safely to other facilities. And we've just spent the last, since October 14th or whatever the day was, till today, has basically been constant construction, rebuilding it, millions of dollars spent rebuilding it. But yeah, it was a true blessing. I mean, not one, out of a 980, and then not even including the hundreds of, the officers that were there. Not one injury, not one person hurt, not one person harmed, and everybody got out safely, and nobody escaped. There was no tragedy in that respect either. So, yeah, it was a blessing. It was when we came back, we did end up leaving after, when my neighbor's house, the roof ended up flying 10 feet in front of my house with the ceiling fan going. We decided, yeah, it's probably better if we left. So we actually headed north towards Pensacola as quick as we could. So we caught the bands, but we didn't get the brunt of it on the way out. So it's something I don't ever want to go through again. I used to say I've been through tornadoes, but the devastation down here was something like I had never seen before. I mean, I've seen tornadoes and the damage tornadoes cause. Yeah, and in Arizona, we don't have. When I moved from Michigan to Arizona, we don't have any of that. We have these things called haboobs. Haboob, haboobs, or they're during the monsoon season. If you've ever seen, usually you'll see it on CNN or one of the major news studios. In Arizona, they have these things that roll in, and they look like everything you've ever seen in the science fiction movies. They look like have you ever seen Independence Day? It was the one with Will Smith and I think Jeff Goldblum was in it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a scene in there where the guy looks in his rearview mirror, and behind him, it looks like just an entire apocalyptic explosion is coming his way. Well, that's what a haboob is. You can look and you can see this thing rolling, and it looks just like out of a science fiction. It's miles high, and I mean, the first time I was in Arizona, I was going down the actual interstate, and I kind of glanced in my mirror, and I looked at it, and I could see it. It was rolling in. It was just unbelievable, like this huge rolling apocalyptic cloud. And I was like, what the hell? So I get off, I pull over, and I get out of my car, and I look, and I'm like, and I have no idea what this is. I've never seen anything like it. So I get in the car and I just start flooring it. And it's getting closer, and you can't outrun it. It's getting closer and closer. Finally, I pull off and I get up, and it's just a ginormous dust storm is all it is. And in like 5 minutes or whatever, it passes over you and it just dirties your car and everything. But that's like the worst natural disaster that we have. There's nothing, or every now and then you'll get a microburst. But Arizona had none of these things. No tornadoes, no hurricanes, no floods. So yeah, it was a. If you ever get a chance to look it up, go to CNN.com or no, go to YouTube.com and just type in Haboob, and you'll see, because all the buildings film it. You'll see the big bank buildings with their cameras will turn on it, and you just watch this thing, and it just looks like the most horrifying thing. So never being from Arizona originally, I had no idea what they were. It just kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, we're going to die. Something's happening. But no, it just goes over you with a lot of sand and a lot of times a lot of wind depending on it. But that's when the microbursts will come. Yeah, you've seen video of it. Yeah, it is. And I imagine never being from the state and seeing something like that. And I've seen everything. I mean, I've seen, thunderstorms, lightning storms. Now I've seen these stupid hurricanes, which definitely don't want to see those again. That's why I'm going to head back to Arizona and deal with the haboobs again eventually. Yeah, so that was the highlight of my October, just dealing with all the craziness here. Now we're just kind of recovering from it. We're trying to get students back in, trying to get all that stuff done. So it's definitely something that I did not want to be in, and really had it to do over again. When they told me it was a Cat 2, and it was, but you know what it is last time we had a hurricane here, it looked like it was coming for us, but then it veered off and went somewhere in Texas or something, so you don't really know until it's like they're making projections, they're projecting it to go here, they're projecting it to go there. Well, you really never know until it goes wherever it's going to go. And for us, the comical part was I was actually posting on Facebook, because the path was right to my house. I mean, the front door of my house is the projected path. And I was joking about it. And I was like, hey, the party's here. And I'm putting like little arrows after I would put the map up of the hurricane, where it's going. And I did a little Google Maps view of my house. I said, here, right here, party's here, bring ice. And I was making all these jokes about it. Well, then when it got up to Cat 3 and Cat 4, and it truly was coming right, then all of a sudden it's not so funny. All those little jokes like, okay, get your stuff, let's get in the car. It's not as funny once you know it's coming at you, But you kind of expect it. At least we expected to veer off. But it didn't see things the way we saw it. So, it's Florida's definitely not a place for me, and I'm kind of learning that. We talked about it last time about the mosquitoes and all the crazy things that this state has to offer, which are just not to my liking. So we'll probably look over time elsewhere, and that's kind of what I like about the live streaming is I can do this anywhere. It's not like I have to. I could be on the beach right now and do this. I could do with the phone. I can drive up and down the road and do it. That's kind of what I liked about it. So this is something that I'll probably take with me when I go, and I'm still new to it, learning it, still figuring out the little, like on my screen, there's this little, I don't know, it's where the bits go and the things. So I'm learning about how the platform works as I watch everyone else. So I am kind of looking forward to building something, and as I've told you before the last couple streams, I'm not quite sure yet what my overall theme is going to be. I just don't want to. I don't want to focus in on one thing. I kind of like we're doing today. I like just being able to talk about whatever is topical, and maybe one day I'll actually have time to start reading the news again. Hang on one sec. I wonder if I just lost. Like you said, we're trying to get good software. Well, the software I'm using, the software is all free. None of the, I tried OBS, the regular software, that's free. But then what it is, because OBS is open source, which means people can make changes to it. And there's one group that they changed it, and they said, oh no, now it's OBS Streamlabs. So it's the same core OBS, but we've built other things on it. And they've actually, so I said, oh, well, I'll move and migrate to the Streamlabs because it has some cooler features I like. And then they've moved to this other, now I've moved from there to an OBS platform called Stream Elements. And I don't know if I like this one yet because this is cloud-based. It's supposed to be more stable. It's supposed to be better. XSplit OBS has, yeah. See, are you using OBS, the plain OBS? Or are you using like Streamlabs or Stream Elements? Because the regular OBS, I had the same problem. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I immediately switched to Streamlabs. Streamlabs was okay. I mean, I really liked Streamlabs. Which one? XSplit. Yeah, I've looked at XSplit. I know, so I'm kind of a creature of habit. I don't want to have to relearn everything. And once I understood how this OBS platform worked, it really has been, Streamlabs was simple. It was very easy to configure. And then Stream Elements, I like Stream Elements because it has great themes. Like I designed this, the images, but the actual overlays themselves, they have, Stream Elements has just tons of overlays. Very click, and like I was going to change one for tomorrow. I was going to put a different overlay up there, but they have a lot of cool overlays. So it's you kind of got to figure out which one's going to work best, but I don't want to try and I like OBS simply because I can also, it links with, I don't know if you know what Restream is. Restream is, it's where you can, instead of just streaming to Twitch, Restream, you'll only have to stream one time. You stream like you normally would, whether it's on a phone, whether it's on your desktop. But what it does, like mine, it sends my stream to Twitch, Mixer, Smashcast, Periscope, YouTube, and StreamMe and Facebook. So just doing one stream, I can reach 7 different platforms, streaming platforms. So I really like the ease of that, and the OBS has made that kind of easy. The epic quality. So far, OBS has worked for recording good quality. Yeah, see, now I don't. Now, when you do your stuff, do you record it, then upload it, or broadcast it after you record it, or do you do it live with interaction? I mean, do you do it live, or do you pre-record and upload? I'm kind of curious because I was actually thinking of doing pre-recording and uploading it, but then, I like the interaction. I want to build an audience of folks that really participate. So, yes. Okay. So you do the pre-recording and then you upload. Yeah. See down here, our net, I actually have 2 right now at this house. I have 2 internet providers. I have WOW. And then I also have, Xfinity, I think it is, pre-recorded due to the 1.3. Oh, you only have 1. See, I'm supposed to. Majority of the time, I have at a minimum 5 upload. Most of the time, 10 to 12 upload. I get 250 megabits a second. I get, but I pay $59 for my high-speed internet, and I get at least 10 up, and that's what allows the stream to be kind of smooth. As long as I keep my resources and I don't have a lot of dropped frames. But if I do have a problem, what I'll do is, like, if I notice WOW is terrible right now because they're trying to repair their infrastructure and my bandwidth will fluctuate so much, I end up in the middle of a stream, I'll end up clicking it and just flicking over to the Xfinity or whatever it is that I have. And that's sometimes what I have to do, but you have 25 down and 1.3 up. Are you a DSL or are you just using one of those old 56K modems? No, I'm just kidding. Are you on DSL? Is that what you're using now? Because I mean, it can't be that on cable. That's not a cable connection, a cable modem or a DSL. Okay, yeah. So you're kind of, but that's still kind of low for DSL, I would think. I mean, right now, us being cable, I get the 250 down and the 10 up minimum. And like I said, $59 a month. That's, to me, I can afford that. It's very reasonable. Before I was paying $99 a month, and I was like, who in their right mind is going to pay $100 just for the internet? And that's really what I wasn't getting any extra television or phone. It was just $89, and then they charged me $10 for a modem. And now I went out and bought a Netgear, so I don't have to pay that $10 a month. Because normally it would be $69, but it's $59 because I bought my own modem. Best Buy had them for $100, so I went out and bought a $99 modem with my 20% discount that I had. So you pay $160. You pay $160 a month for 2 of the 2513. I got some great swampland here in Florida if you want to buy some. No, just kidding. Wow, yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's probably, did you say you're in like the rural part of Georgia? You're not really in a big city area? Maybe that's the reason that it's not. Is cable even available? Cable modems, are they available where you are? See, that's what I thought. That's kind of like my wife's parents. They live in a town called Ludowici, and you know what? You get what you get. And a lot of times what they end up doing is setting their cell phone up as a hotspot and using their cell phone for internet. I mean, a lot of times they can't even get it. So, I figured it might have something to do with the area, how big it is or how small it is. But, here we're very lucky. Unfortunately, just a mile down. Oh, are you kidding me? A mile, there's a 10 gig fiber drop. So you ever think of moving? No. And you know what, though? If it's only a mile down the road, you can actually have them run that. It would only run, I think it's, what is it, 30? It's only like for every 100 yards, is it 30 grand or something like that? I mean, very reasonable, but you'd have high speed, connectivity. Yeah, no. There is, that's the one thing that I do like about being here. I don't like having to have 2 cable companies. That's why I'm actually getting rid of WOW. But I do like that I at least have a decent speed where I don't have to record the actual show, because the cost is bad to run. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of money to run that line. That's why it was kind of funny. That's one of the ploys I used whenever I was in Arizona. I used to have business centers, and I had different businesses, and whenever I was leasing my space, that's right, time. It's probably about 9 o'clock or so where you are. But hey, thanks for stopping by again, man. I'll talk to you again, and hopefully tomorrow's a better day for you, and we'll catch you a little bit later. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by again. Appreciate you. All right. Well, yeah, I love technology. That's one of the things that I think that's why when I started the channel, I didn't want to pigeonhole myself into politics or one thing, because there's so many other cool things out there that I enjoy. I do enjoy movies and music and technology. My background was in business technology and innovation. That's kind of what I do. I worked had a dream job working for probably the best company in the world. That was what I did, what I enjoyed, and it gave me the freedom. It gave me the freedom to actually have. If you ever Googled my name, you'd see I've got almost a dozen global patents for technology and innovation, and Department of Defense uses my patents. Eli Lilly, Pfizer Pharmaceutical. I love technology. I'm a geek by nature. That's just what I love to do. And, people were talking about, like, when Microsoft came out with a HoloLens and the augmented reality, I couldn't wait to get my hands on HoloLens until they said they were like $3,000. And then all of a sudden I could wait. It hasn't been that important to me yet, but that cost will come down, I'm sure. But, that's the type of technology that's developing today. I love to be in that's why I'm so, one of the guys I watch on Twitch, if you ever get his name is Barnacles. Jerry's got a great show that he does on Twitch. And he's kind of like me, all about technology. He loves technology too. He's a geek. Make no mistake. And he went to Consumer Electronics Show this last week, I believe, and he was there. And I'm going to tell you, I was so envious because I had planned on going. I really wanted to go see all the new technology, the robots, the roll-up televisions, the wearable technology, all the stuff that they're coming out with. I wanted to go there and see it. And I made plans to do it and actually, set everything aside. I had time off I was going to take. But because we're pretty much redoing everything in this prison I work at, I couldn't go. And it sucks because this was the year I wanted to make, kind of make my mark and go out there and get all because you have no idea the stuff they give away. I mean, we used to do these type of shows. We did some in Hanover, Germany. And the thing is, they take all kinds of stuff with them, but they don't want to take it back with them and have to pack all that shit up. So they end up giving it away for like nothing. And you can get so much free swag out there. And it was just like, we used to go out with empty suitcases for Comdex. I'm sure they have Comdex out there still. But we would go out there for Comdex and have empty suitcases and come back with those suitcases filled with just the latest cool stuff with computers. And that's kind of why I was like, well, I want to go to CES and see all the new stuff and see what I can get to bring home. Because especially like video cards. Somebody told me that AMD has a new video card that they're rolling out that's supposed to be this next big thing. And that was really, for me, that was awesome because that's what I wanted to, that's kind of the technology I wanted to take a look at. I don't do gaming for that reason. I don't have a video card, I think, that is substantial to do what I want to do. I don't think it's actually the right type of card because it sucks with a capital S. So, hold on. It sounds like my son's up. But yeah, it doesn't have the right kind of a card. So I kind of laugh because I'm going, okay, well, I'll go out and buy another one. But then I see these cards are like $300. And, back in the day when I had a computer company, we had a bunch of locations in Metro Detroit, and I was building custom-built systems for like next to nothing. My cost for a system that people would pay, $2,000 for, my cost into building it from scratch with the latest CPUs, the best technology, I would be into it for $800 or $900, and I would be selling for $2,000. But then I go out today and I look at like just one video card, you can spend $300. Somebody the other day was chatting with me when they said that they have a video card they spent $400 for. They said the machine they bought was cheap. I think he said $160 for the machine, but $400 for the video card. I'm going, wait a minute. There's something wrong with that. You pay $160 for the machine, $400 for a video card. And I'm like, so I get online, I look up like NVIDIA cards and everything. I'm like, oh my God. I'm just like, if I can't ride it or live in it or drive it as a vehicle, I don't think I'd spend $400 for a video card. But there's these diehard gamers, man. They want the best renderings. They want the best visible graphics on their streams, and I can see why. And plus, when I understand. I've watched a lot of the folks playing the games, and I'm telling you, it is pretty cool when you have a decent card and it's actually you can see what they're doing. But I will say that $400 is probably a little out of my price range. But who's to say I've spent so much money just being a new streamer, never, not streaming in the past. I had no idea how much money I would end up spending just to do a stream. I was thinking, like I was telling you guys earlier, my laptop, pop up the laptop, it's got a webcam, do a live stream. That's kind of how I thought it was going to work. I was like, yeah, but if you have like my brother's a gamer. He's big into the games. He was, matter of fact, one of the first ones that jumped on when World of Warcraft just came out. He's the one who taught me Magic the Gathering, the card game. He is an avid gamer geek. I mean, no matter. So when I told him I wanted to do a stream, it was him that kind of guided me. Oh, you don't want to do a stream? I said, well, yeah, I want to do a stream. No, you don't want to do a stream. I said, yeah, I do. I want to do it. He said, well, are you going to commit to it? I says, yeah, I'm going to commit to it. I really think I'll like doing it. And he says, well, you got to have the right equipment. I said, all right, man, I got to have the right equipment. And so by the end of the day, he comes at me he goes, well, you got to have an i7, you got to have 32 gigs in, you got to have it. And he just starts like, you got to have this Blue Yeti mic here. What was it, Blue Yeti? Yeah, you've got to have these lights and you've got to have this, green screen. Thousands of dollars later, I get all this stuff set up, and and I end up streaming on my phone on the way to work. Every morning I do a live stream on my way to work. I don't have green screen, don't have an i7, don't have nothing for that. Just got a little cell phone, and I put it on my little holder, and I stream the morning drive all the way into work. And then coming home, I stream the afternoon drive. But here, sitting here, I've got green screens behind me. I got lights over here. I got a stream deck here, 50-inch. I got all this stuff, and I'm going, yeah, it's not overkill, right? That's not overkill. I needed all this stuff to do a stream, and he's like, yeah, you need to have all that shit, and you need more. You got to get. So now I have this like Yamaha 12, channel soundboard coming. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with all this stuff? He's like, well, you need it. You got to have a good stream. I'm like, I could have the best stream in the world, and I could probably do it on a damn little Galaxy cell phone, So, but I'm still learning, guys. So I appreciate if you follow me, if you subscribe and all that. I appreciate you because I am new. So don't make no mistake about it. I'm a geek by nature, but I still like, I love a stream. That's kind of what I wanted. I want a stream that really, truly is just about whatever we want to talk about, man. I mean, I'll do politics, I'll do religion, UFOs, conspiracy theories, all that stuff. It doesn't matter. I just kind of want to have a good group of people to get together and have some fun with. But I will get better as time goes on. My screens will probably change. The overlays, I've went from one platform to another 10 times over. But I don't know really what. Oh, hold on one second here. See, and this is nothing. As I have these split screens, I'm kind of watching, and I can see as people drop in and out, but all of a sudden I'll see the entire thing cycle through like it dropped my entire, and that's, I don't know if you were here just a second ago, we were talking about my internet connection. I was talking with the Epic South, and we were talking about I have 2 internet connections because one is very unreliable, so I find myself having to switch back and forth whenever I start dropping a lot of frames. So like right now I'm looking here, my CPU is only working at 11%, so I have a really good CPU usage rate, and my I have dropped frames of 0.9%. So in short, I have a really good connection. But that can all change in a moment with this platform that I'm on. If I'm using WoW, it can change like that. But anyway, so being new, not knowing what I need, not knowing how I still haven't figured out the bits. The bits and the tips and all that. Everybody was saying we've got to get that set up. That's how people donate. That's how this works. So I'm on there, and for like a week, I thought I had everything set up. I didn't know you had to configure. So I put like the little tray, and I'm still what is it called? Nobody has de-virginized me, if you will. Nobody has de-virginized me and actually. Bits, I guess, you get from watching advertisements or something. So I haven't really been de-virginized with bits or with any tips or anything. But I kind of laugh because as I go to some of these channels and I'll watch, I've tried to figure out a way to have some of the animations that they have, just kind of different than just your standard stuff that it comes stock with the software. But I have limited time to kind of devote like my weekends to redoing it, and what I find is in the middle of redoing something I'll end up dumping it and just going back to what I've already configured because it becomes such a pain. This new Stream Elements is a little bit different than what I'm used to, but for those of you that are out there and you watch these streams all the time, I mean, I get emails. I didn't think I would get any emails because I always my streams during the day and everything, email me povamerica@outlook.com, and I didn't think I would get any emails. I just didn't think I would get them, but I end up getting a lot of emails, and it's great because I actually get really great feedback. I mean, so far I've had a great group of people that have been watching because they give me very constructive criticism, before, like my first couple shows I did, this kind of was it. I didn't really use my hands, and I'm gonna tell you, it's really tough to talk and not use your hands. But someone once upon a time said, well, when you don't want to sit and talk with your hands when you're on camera. Well, then somebody sent me an email and said, you really should use your hands. And I went, well, see, I was told not to. But, when it all comes about, I feel more comfortable doing it that way. And it comes across, I guess, a little bit better. So anyway, little constructive criticism, little things that they tell me, which I like. I had somebody sent me a Trump hat, a Trump 2020 Keep America Great hat, right? So I was going to put it in a raffle or something, but I was on the other night and I put the hat on before I came on, and I didn't think anybody, because nobody really. I think is that even up? I think that's does that even show properly? I don't know. I wonder if that even shows. Let's see, what do I got here? I just wonder if that hat, is it inverted when you look at it? Does it invert it? Because it looks like it's a mirror image to me, so it looks upside down. I don't know how it looks on camera, but I didn't think that anybody would even notice the stupid hat I put on. And oh my God, I got so many emails from people freaking out over this hat, going, so you're a better Trumper or something. They were and I'm going, wait a minute, it was just a hat. I was just given a hat. I thought I said, hey, Trump 2020, keep America great. It was just a hat. And all of a sudden, I was branded a Republican, which, people ask, are you Republican or are you Democrat? I'm like, maybe, I don't know. For those of you that haven't been paying attention or haven't been watching, I don't do I haven't done 30 years. I've been raising a family, keeping my head down. I've been, working my ass off, keeping my nose to the grindstone. I trusted my government would do what was best for the country, and I just have not followed anything in politics. People, are you Democrat, are you Republican? Maybe. They say, well, who do you vote for? I was like, I have never cast a single vote, never voted for anybody, anything, any president. I served, I did 8 years in desert, I did a tour of Desert Storm. I've served my country, but I've always trusted the politicians would just, and the people would put the politicians in place and everything would be great. Wow, was I wrong? Oh my God, I was so wrong. But you still, you get to that point where you're like, hindsight being 2020, I said I should have really let my voice count. I should have really paid attention, because I wake up one day and my brother called me. I couldn't make this up. He calls me on the phone. He goes, dude, you know who's president now? You know who they elected? And I was like, who? And he goes, Donald Trump. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I seen The Apprentice. I mean, I seen the show. Yeah, that's cool. All right, he's a business guy. That's what I thought, And so it was just really funny, because that just tells you how much I follow politics. I just don't. And it was just one of those freak incidents, that the person that I least suspected would ever be elected was elected. And I was like, well, that's cool, because I had no concept of what it really meant. And, I just, kind of downplayed everything. Well, now I know. Now I've learned, and now, I'm paying a little bit more attention. Paying a lot more attention. Let me rephrase that. I'm spending a lot more time paying attention to this, everything that goes on. But I still, in the end, I know everything will work out for the best, because, we always end up on top. We're a great country. We're a great country, and I know we'll always end up on top. All right, so let me see here. I dropped a few frames, so I'm trying to kind of keep an eye on everything. But yeah, I appreciate. Let me see. Hold on. I want to check and really see it. See, I'm dropping more frames now. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm gonna be right back. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. Does that work? Yeah, there we go. All right, guys. So I'm just playing, trying to look, because none of my audio is coming. And I finally got it to where we're there. So we're good. We're there. It's just reset. All right, well, here we go. See, now it just reset everything. It's now reset everything a second time. See, I'm hoping that this isn't going to be a regular thing with the stream. This is one of the reasons I'm getting rid of one of my internet providers, because this provider I'm on right now has terrible streams. It's really a problem. But going back to what I was saying in a nutshell about politics is that I'm just not, I'm certain that we're going to rebound from it. America's going to do fine, because we always do what's best for us. But one of the things that I found funny, and I actually thought it was humorous, was the whole idea behind the wall. The wall was actually something that I found very interesting, because I actually went on YouTube and started doing a little research on my own, and I went down and I found all these Democrats that were very pro-border wall before Trump was elected. All these Democrats were saying, yes, border security, tighten this, build this, do this, and they were all for it. And I'm watching their videos of them saying it, and that was their position before Trump got elected. Well, after Trump gets elected, all of that changes. Now they don't want a border wall. And I found that very amusing. And the thing is that I guess what it is, as a veteran, I kind of find the tune that they're playing to a little skewed. So that's why I'm kind of distrustful. I'm trying to be very impartial between the two parties and really make an informed decision of which is the better party. I mean, there's right on my Twitch page, there's a thing there that says, look, who's better? And I kind of ask you guys for your opinion. Who is a Democrat? Is a Republican? Who's the better, what's the better choice? So I kind of look for that. But one of the things that concerns me most is the fact that we really, truly have to be on the same sheet of reality, because to say that these huge amounts of drugs, heroin, cocaine, fentanyl, to say that a lot of that doesn't come through the border is naive. To say that bad people don't come across the border and kill innocent Americans, that's naive. To say that the gangs and the, basically the I hate to say scum of the earth, but you've got people that are coming in that are terrorists. And they come where it's easiest to get into the country. And right now, it's the border. That's the easiest place, the point of entry into our country. Our airlines, people will try to come in, but they're very, very, most often they're caught when they come through the port of entries into our country like that. It's the border. And you need to have a secure border. And that's kind of where I get at, to where I watch these debates and I listen to these people talk, and I think, you're going to have a really hard time convincing Americans that they shouldn't secure and protect their country. It's just not going to happen. I know I want my kids to grow up, and I want my kids' kids to grow up where it's safe. I want my kids away from drugs that are brought into the country. I just think it's a really bad idea to go against something like the wall, because it truly is in America's best interest to secure the border to where most of the crime and the drugs that can come in will come in, because it's an easy point of entry. Common sense. So when you tell me that I should be upset, or that because, I love the way the Democrats are trying to put the government, the government shutdown, it's all on, President Trump. No, guys, it's not. I see it. The rest of America sees it. you are not pro-security. You don't, Democrats, I'm just getting the feeling, don't really care about my security, my family's security, all the people that get killed every year from illegal, aliens that come into our country. I'm really getting the idea that they don't care, because I hate to say it this way, but $5 million, or was it $5 billion that he wants? $5 billion really isn't that much money in the whole scope of everything. It's just not. I mean, I guess maybe I'm skewed because I see all these business deals going down on Wall Street. But the truth is, $5 billion isn't that much money to secure the borders, to keep all the drugs out of our country, to keep the gang members that are coming into our country out, to keep the nastiness from coming across borders that are easy points of entry into our country. $5 billion is not that much. So when I see that the Democrats are trying to point it and say, oh, well, it's because President Trump, blah, blah, blah. Look, I served my country. I did my time to protect this country. I just ask the same in return. Don't send me around the world to fight for our freedom and to basically say that this is my duty if you can't do the simple duty that's required of you at home. You're asking me to protect our interests and everything across the globe. Then you should be able to do it at home. And $5 billion is going to be far less than it costs to have all these government workers out of work and, TSA agents not showing up and everything. Use your head. Pick the battles you can win. The wall is for the American people. And when you simply tell me and you say that I don't want a wall, and you tell everybody that I don't, you know what? America's not stupid, and I think that that's kind of what the Democrats play off of. They want to pull on your heartstrings and show you little, Maria Hernandez and her family that are coming here in caravans and getting turned away. And, don't pull at my heartstrings, because right behind Maria Hernandez is the gang members and the all the different people that can come in here that are terrorists. When you make the border crossings easy for people to come across, you get the unwanted people in here. Now, the people that come, don't get me wrong, I'm all for, if you're in Mexico and you want to come to my country, I would welcome you. But you can't, all the wall is, let's face it, folks, it's just a deterrent. It will turn away a lot of it, but it's not going to stop all of it. So, I'm cool with that. I'm like, look, it should be a great, effective deterrent. But also, I understand more than, how can I put it? Hang on one second. I see my frames are dropping. I want to make sure that I'm not going to go off on a tangent here, but I understand that the wall is a deterrent. That's what it is. And you have to understand that why it's important is because people want a pathway to citizenship. And I will give you an example. I'm all for a pathway to citizenship. You know what? Put the wall up and put in place the pathway. And you want to know what a great one would be? I'll give you my thoughts on it. If you are in Mexico and you want to come into my country and build a better life for you and your family, I welcome you. But I also say that one way that you can get a expedited citizenship would be go ahead and enlist with a 6-year enlistment into any of the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. You show me that you are willing to go where we send you to put your life on the line for my country, then my country becomes your country. When I know that you are that committed and you want exactly what everybody else in this country wants, you want peace, you want everything that we stand for, and you're willing to fight for my country, that's where I stand. Then when you go and you do a 6-year enlistment, you and your immediate family, citizens. And the thing is, that's how simple it could be. We keep our armed forces strong. we keep our armed forces ready, and we have the people in our country that come here that are willing to sacrifice not just their lives, they're willing to sacrifice their time and everything that's needed to be part of a country that'll be great to them, just as they were for their enlistment to the country. I think that's really reasonable. I don't think that's too unreasonable at all. So, the wall is the first step because it's going to keep out and it's going to keep away a good portion of the drugs. We don't need the heroin. We don't need the cocaine. We don't need the the fentanyl. We don't need the marijuana. We don't need the fentanyl. We don't need the heroin and so it'll keep a good majority of the bad things out of the country. But as I said, it's just a deterrent. It's a large deterrent, and it's a very reasonable request. $5 billion, put it up. You're going to save yourself tons of time with the government shutdowns and all that. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. So, I mean, I've kind of probably went off topic a little bit here, but we didn't really have a topic, so it was okay. Just one sec, guys. I'm going to take a little Mountain Dew here, a little nectar of the gods. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, I do, for those of you that were tuned in earlier, I apologize again for coming in late. I'm trying to keep that 7 o'clock, so I can stream regular and you guys know. But every now and then it'll be a plus or minus 15 or something. I'll try to let you guys know. But I have these classes for my job. As I told you before, I work in a prison. I'm an instructor there. And unfortunately, sometimes I have to be in class online when my show, I want to start the show. So sometimes it goes a little longer or a little shorter. But I will try to be here as soon as I can every night, relatively on time. And I want to do a shameless promotion. If you happen to be watching, I'm going to ask you to follow me if you can, whatever platform you're on. If you could either subscribe or follow. I'd love to know that people are at least out there kind of watching. You might not be engaging right now and chatting with me. I mean, a lot of you are. Some people come on and they'll chat, but I do want to make sure that if possible, you kind of just let me know that you're there and follow me online. Follow me on Twitch or wherever you're at. And then hopefully one day you'll be able to chat and just kind of feel comfortable. We don't have a platform here that's one solid topic all the time. So that's really what I want it that way. I don't want to be pigeonholed into just talking about politics. I've been talking about changing the name from POV America to something else. I've been thinking about doing a different, theme song for it. Just all kinds of little things to improve it because I've only been doing this for about 14 days. So I'm a 14-day, live streamer. And I've tried to, I want to make sure the stream looks good and looks, aesthetically pleasing for you guys. I want to make sure we have some fun. But when the day is said and done, I don't sing, I don't dance, I don't play the guitar. Well, I don't play the guitar well. I do know the standard C, A, D. I do know my chords that they say, if you know these chords, you can play all these different songs. That's a lie. I know all the chords, and nothing sounds like any song that I've ever heard. So, but maybe that's what I'll do one day. I'll bring my guitar. Because you know what? It's kind of funny. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about ordering one of those. I don't know if you've ever seen they're like silicone. They're props that are used in movies, but they're cleavage. They're these hefty, very voluptuous curves. The cleavage that they. And I was thinking about one day putting it on and leaving all my cleavage hiked up and kind of mask my face with a little veil or something and see how many people actually, because as they're going through the channels, they see this big hefty chest. How many people would actually, and I'm just going to kind of keep track and watch as I watch all the people start to come online and watch, because I look at the channels that are out there, and there's so many of them that I have gone to simply because of the cleavage. And I'm like, well, what is that person talking about? What? And a lot of times they're talking about nothing. And I just kind of find that funny. It's like they've got like 400 people following them, and they're talking about nothing, and it just boggles my mind sometimes. Oh my God, my girlfriend Karen said this, and the other day Becca said, and I'm like, why are people watching this? But then, of course, it became evident why people were watching. And I got to laugh at it because there's times where I've gone, oh, I don't know did I mention it during this stream or not? Okay, yesterday, I was tooling around the different streams in Twitch, and I came across, and I could be wrong, correct me if I am, but it said it was on I looked at I was browsing all the different channels, because I like to look at all the different games, Fortnite and the World of Warcraft, just kind of get an idea of where people are at, and I seen this, it looks like an image with a white tube with 2 ears on it, and it said ASMR or something like that. It's just like 4 letters. And it was absolutely mind-blowing. I went to this, and there was like dozens of these channels. So I'd click on one, and this, I'm not making this up. This is what it was like. So I'd click on a channel, and there would be somebody in front of their microphone, and this is what I'd see. This is what I saw. I mean, they're sitting there tearing paper. And then they would tear paper on the other side of their mic. And then they would tear paper over here. And they would whisper. And they would say, feel the tear. And I was like, I'm going nuts. I'm going insane. What the hell is this? So I'd click to a different channel, and there'd be somebody with like plastic wrap. And they would just be making the plastic wrap noise on this side, and then plastic wrap noise on this side of their mic. And I'm like, and what is going on? Listen to the sound. I was like, what is? Then I go to this other one, and there's a girl. I'm not making this up, and she's got like a piece of cardboard, and she's going. And she would go from side to side. And they're making, and I thought that there was like some kind of a cult invasion on Twitch. I was going to see who I could notify. I was like, oh my God, something's going on. There's all these crazy people making those. And I really was kind of like, what the hell did I just walk into? Is this some kind of a, special group? But they were all making all these little sounds around their mic, and they were all whispering into the microphone. And so I went from one channel to the other channel, and they were all something. And I said, what is this? So I actually had to Google it and find out. And this tells you how out of it I am, because I'm like, it's got to be some kind of a spiritual, psychic something. There's some kind of a new wave. And that's exactly what it was. It was like something where sounds have different effects on your body. Now, didn't affect me any. I mean, the sounds didn't affect my body at all, but I guess some people get, they're excited about that kind of stuff. I don't know, but I mean, for me, it just wasn't there. I really wanted to kind of see it, but I just couldn't hear it, I guess, and nothing felt. The only thing that makes my body, when I hear a sound, and this is kind of what I was thinking. Maybe it's like, you ever had somebody scratch their fingernails down a chalkboard, and how your whole body reacts to that? So I kept thinking maybe tearing the paper or scratching the cardboard, or maybe to some people that's has an effect on them or whatever. So I don't know, but it was kind of comical, because I was, up until that point I was kind of lost. I was going, what the hell am I watching? I'm sitting here watching channel after channel after channel of people whispering in their microphone and making noises with different types of things. No. Uh-oh. Hold on one sec. Oh, I thought my stream went down. I've been having a lot of trouble with the like when I look at restream, it'll like drop and then come back, drop and come back. So anyway, guys, I want to say I appreciate you coming tonight and kind of chatting with me if you were able to chat. And I do look forward to, I'll continue doing the live streams in the morning. I'll do the morning drive and the afternoon drive. I have a lot of fun just kind of thinking out loud. That's all, because I can't really chat with you while I'm driving. Of course, I'm going to look at Discord and some of the other options that are there. Maybe there's some audio chat that I can actually hear, communicate with you guys while I drive. But for the most part, I try to just keep my eye on the road, stay safe, and I just kind of think out loud whatever's going on in my head. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you for joining me on that morning. I know I'm really surprised. I'm going to be honest with you. When I started doing the morning drives, it was more just to kind of clear my head and kind of get my thoughts out there. And I really didn't think anybody would be watching because it's so early. It's like 6 a.m. in the morning, quarter after 6. But I also forget from time to time that people watch from other parts of the world. I mean, I actually had one. I think it was the original Jin. I'm trying to think of I think that's the one. But I have people that are in like Australia. Or I have other people in other parts of the world that watch it in their time zone, and it never occurred to me. I just kind of took it for granted that nobody's going to watch the stuff that early in the morning. But it was nice to actually have some friends come and you meet some new people and say, hey, yeah, I watched you. I caught you, the other day, caught your stream. It kind of blows my mind. I'm like, wow, man, these people actually were up at 6:15. But then it was like, no, I'm in Australia. Oh. Well, I guess it wasn't 6:15 in Australia, was it? So it is pretty neat to know that I have the folks out there that watch, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you watching and following and subscribing. It's going to help me grow. It's going to actually help me make a better stream as time goes on, and I do want that. I'm not above. The shameless self-promotion of saying, please follow me and subscribe. And if you think that the effort deserves it, donate some of the bits you guys get from watching those. I guess you get them from watching commercials. Toss me some bits, de-virginize me, if you will, because I don't think I haven't figured out. I'm thinking I have it configured properly, but you know what? Be the first. Be the first one to send a tip or to send a bit. And just see how it works and let me know if it works. That'd be awesome. But I do appreciate everything that you guys did do. The emails, I get the email from you. I check my email all the time, and it's great that I love the feedback. Good or indifferent, I'm cool with it. I do appreciate it. And I do want to make sure that when we're all together, we're kind of kicked back here. We're having a good conversation, having some good fun, talking about whatever. I don't really care. It's kind of like an open mic night, But tonight I think I've been monopolizing your time quite a bit tonight, and been going for an hour and a half. And normally I go from 7 to 9, or it just depends on how things go. If we have a good conversation going and everything, then I'll go as long as we can. But I don't want to, especially for those of you that have family and have things to do in the evenings, don't want to keep you. I love spending the time here. And so if for some reason you get bored, tune in the mornings, 6 o'clock, 6:15. Then in the afternoon, I do another afternoon drive. That's usually 3:30-ish. I'll get that going. 3:30 in the afternoon, be heading out. And I'll try and get online around then. And then, of course, I will try to keep to this schedule, 7 o'clock. I'll try to do it. But with my classes, it may be a plus or minus. So bear with me. These classes, I got to take these 5 classes for what I do as a teacher in this prison. So bear with me if you can. Let me see what else. That's about it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to probably end things here. It looks like... Let me see. I got some viewers, which is really, like I said, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. I really do. And it's been great. I'm going to go ahead and end it tonight a little bit early. And I'm going to go ahead and try and maybe do some of my homework. I have no idea. I kind of lose, I kind of lose track of the things that I need to do because I'm one of those people that does not take notes. Despite my desire to remember everything, I don't take a lot of notes when I'm like homework and things like this. So I have to sit down and go through my emails because everybody sends me emails of what I have to do. Even my wife, she'll send me an email. Don't forget to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to figure out exactly what I have to do these last couple days. Hopefully Monday, hopefully today went well for you. I'm hoping your day went as fast as mine. Tuesday hopefully will be better and go quick as well. So thanks again for spending some time with me tonight. Pleasure having you on board, and hopefully next time you're here we'll talk some more, and look forward to talking to you guys then. Otherwise, have a great evening, have a good night, and happy Monday to you. We'll see you later, guys.